Om Shanti. A very good morning to all. Let us begin by calling upon our beloved Baba, and then we shall listen to his divine teachings. Everyone will lovingly invite Baba to this assembly. We will reflect on our intentions and align them with Baba's guidance. With both love and deep devotion, we will extend an invitation to Baba to join this sacred gathering. In our discussion last evening, this matter came up. Many of you were informed about it and might remember it. Yesterday, a question was raised among you, and I would like to hear your responses. What kind of divine power from the Almighty can manifest within us, with which one can easily overcome? What kind of divine strength can the Almighty, the Supreme Father Shiva, the Supreme Soul, bestow upon us from within, that the Supreme Father, who is the Almighty Being, cannot be defeated in any manner whatsoever, with the immense and boundless power of love and deep devotion? And for the right to wield authority, one must consistently perform their duties with dedication and sincerity. The Supreme Father Shiva, who is the Almighty Authority and the ultimate divine entity, is the one who possesses all the powers and is the source of all strengths. Who is the infinite ocean of divine powers? The Almighty can be embraced with a single power. Embracing does not imply defeating them. It means making them a part of us and connecting deeply with them. True feelings are inherently a part of the heart, and surrender is an essential component of this bond. We can observe this through various meaningful examples. In the path of devotion, where we did not even have knowledge, our hearts weren't genuinely pure. Deep within, we had no clue what truth really meant. Similarly, the level of surrender was as much as it was, but the emotions were boundless. Ultimately, it all comes down to the essence of faith and truth. These are the very foundations of our conviction. So with that feeling, we will invoke Baba in this gathering and then proceed to listen to Baba. Om Shanti. Today is a particularly significant day as we receive the divine corporeal teachings dated March 5th, 2025. All devotees should focus on the new main point of the chart that has been introduced this time, which is intended to send Sakash to the entire Brahmin family. They must be doing it, and in one way or another, all those things are indeed coming up in the Murli. Today, in the blessing, Baba especially mentioned that everyone should sit in remembrance and give Sakash. They will listen to it then. Therefore, make it a point to diligently complete the homework assigned in this Murli division class if you wish to derive any meaningful insights that will enhance your life. Therefore, the sole method to achieve this is by completing your homework. If you can't listen to the full Murli, we offer practical homework sessions that last 1, 2, or at most 3 minutes. These sessions are included weekly, allowing ample time for practice. Because until this study becomes a true study, you will not grow. As long as this study remains a renunciation, you will not progress. If it remains on the path of devotion, or as a spiritual gathering, it will transform according to the essence of that gathering, similar to past lives. In reality, it is crucial for you to be actively involved and fully committed to this study so that you can truly gain the utmost benefit from it. So today Baba says, sweet children, there is no nourishment like happiness. Remember Baba while walking, moving around, and doing your tasks, and you will become pure. Sweet children, there is no nourishment like happiness. Remember the Father while walking and doing your tasks, and you will become pure. There is no nourishment quite like happiness, and you must practice it as much as possible, even while walking and moving around. This is also reflected in this times chart, step by step. We must practice remembering Baba while we go about our day, but it is equally crucial to sit down for deep meditation. According to divine principles, Baba has incorporated approximately 3 to 3.5 hours into the daily routine. You are advised to sit for yoga 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour at Amrit Vela, 15 minutes before Murli, and 15 minutes after Murli, 2 hours 30 minutes of traffic control at night, 3.5 hours dedicated to traffic control. This is the time that Baba has prescribed in his daily schedule, emphasizing that you should at least do this much. After all, nothing nourishes the soul like happiness. Dadi Janki Ji, when we feel even a little unwell, what usually happens then? From the time she was a young child, Dadi Janki Ji had always been like this. And what did Dadi Ji say until the very end? She would say, "This cough is like my companion." She mentions that whenever I am conducting the class, I do not get disturbed, and this is how one's entire life should ideally be. When a person is unwell and completely drained, they need a few days of rest. First, there's an operation, then rest today, walking the next day, and so on. Today there's an operation, tomorrow back home, the following day off to London, then another surgery the day after, subsequently back home again, finally a class tour in India. I sent you the video of Dadi Janki Ji, where Dadi has become a protector. Food has been offered through the pipe of the snake. Children are in front. We find ourselves unable to speak, and our necks feel stiff and unyielding. Oh Baba, once again, our necks are rigid and inflexible, making it difficult for us to move freely. With a sense of surrender, we often find ourselves getting shaken up even by the smallest of situations. A soul that has been acknowledged by God, meaning Baba has affirmed that you will be among the chosen 8, and then that deep sense of surrender that follows. When it is demonstrated through surrender, what kind of joy, what kind of profound happiness is that? What are we gaining? Who are we accompanying? What actions are we taking? True happiness doesn't lie in acquiring new things, but in appreciating what we already have. As you go about your day, keep Baba in your thoughts and you will attain purity. The question is, how can we prevent any action from becoming sinful? What is the method to ensure no action becomes negative? The way to avoid negative actions is to follow Baba's divine teachings. The first teaching is to see yourself as a soul and remember Baba. If you follow this, you will conquer negative actions. So, to destroy the negative actions, the strength to eradicate wrongdoings is found in the seed-like form and the spiritual state of being. So Baba says, the first divine direction is to see yourself as a soul and remember Baba. Today's first task is to meditate for half an hour. In this practice, do yoga. I am a soul and Baba is the Supreme Soul. So what kind of soul am I? And what kind of soul is the Supreme Soul? Did yoga with Mahakal This sound, Mahakal, sorry, Akal, the one with the timeless form, did everyone become the eternal form? How will you grasp the essence if you neglect your spiritual homework? Then, like others, they come and go. For the first few days, it feels good because someone new is speaking in a different way, but they don't do the homework. Even if there's no writing homework, just read 5 pages. It takes only 15 minutes. If you write something, it takes about 10 minutes. At the very least, engage in yoga. Without incorporating the Murli into your practice, how will it truly become a part of you? To steer clear of sinful deeds, adhere to Baba's initial divine guidance. Recognize yourself as a soul and keep the Father in your thoughts. Following this path will lead you to transcend actions. I am an eternal soul. What is this eternal form? I am the soul, timeless and immersed in penance. My dedication is imperishable. I am an everlasting soul of bliss, my happiness. No one can extinguish my joy, for I am an eternal ascetic deeply immersed in my penance. I am a soul who has engaged in penance across many lifetimes. Although I did not encounter God back then, my penance was always directed towards attaining Him and my own sanctity. I am an eternal soul in my purity, in my studies and in my practice. This is the message Baba has conveyed today. And nowadays, he said that the soul should understand which soul I am, the immortal soul. In what things was I entangled in time? So do this too. Both will get mixed. Yesterday's Murli will be revised. Today's Murli will be revised. Om Shanti. Dear spiritual children, you are present here and at all the centers. You all know that our beloved spiritual Baba is with us now, and he will guide us from this old impure world back to our divine home. Spiritual children are seated in front and at every center. Spiritual children are requested to please come to the position where you realize who is sitting in front of you. It is the spiritual father, meaning when I am teaching you at this level, if you come to this level and study, these things will be easier to understand. The student is currently in the 10th grade, but his previous board of education was either from Uttar Pradesh or another state of his. And if he sits in the CBSE board, everything changes completely. An ICSC student won't understand the CBSE curriculum, and vice versa. It's just the 10th grade. If one understands, only a few things need to be grasped. Understanding comes when books are almost equal. But some things are a bit different. So come into my frequency. I am a student of the CBC board, studying under the masters of the CBC. Consider yourselves as souls, spiritual children sitting in front of me. I am the eternal embodiment, the foremost and most distinguished spiritual child of the Supreme Soul. The spiritual radiance of my soul spreads its divine illumination across this world, the subtle dimensions and the supreme abode, filling everything with its sanctity. It is filled with spirituality. The Father has come to make us pure and communicates directly with the souls. The soul listens through the ears because the Father does not possess a physical form. Therefore, the Father says that he reveals his identity through the medium of a body. Shiv Baba, the Supreme Father, has come to purify souls. He communicates directly with them. Yet, it is only when you truly perceive yourself as a soul that you will grasp the essence of what I am eager to share with you. Tune into my frequency to gain this understanding. Then those things will become clear. Let's dial home at 941112223333. Oh, that's too many digits, isn't it? How about 111222? So the call connected. Hello, Mom. Is everything okay? Yes, everything is fine. Okay. Mom, your voice is cutting out. The phone is connected and it has sufficient balance. We are speaking with Mom, and it is clear that she is the one talking. But what are you doing outside the kitchen, Mom? I'm in the kitchen. All right, come outside. Where exactly should I come outside to? Step out of your bodily state and embrace spirituality. The spiritual father explains to his spiritual children. Then things will become clear to you. You are talking to Shiv Baba. You understand you are reading the Murli. These concepts are becoming clear. Though profound, when will they be imbibed? It will happen when you leave the kitchen and connect with the network. Yes, now it's clear. All right, everything is functioning properly now and we can proceed smoothly. What is the essence of a mobile call, a direct call? What happens in it? The phone number appears, it shows up. What about a WhatsApp call? Spiritual call. All right, since the Father does not possess a physical form, he reveals his identity through a corporeal medium. When I come into this ordinary body, I share with you children the method for attaining purity. In every cycle, I come to share this technique with you. In this kingdom of Ravana, you have become so distressed. In this kingdom of Ravana, you have become so deeply unhappy and distressed. You are living in the garden of sorrow within Ravana's kingdom. Kali Yuga is often referred to as the abode of sorrow. Ravana's kingdom is indeed a garden of sorrow, not a garden of joy, but Ravana makes you feel as if it is a garden of joy. Ravana felt this was Ashok Vatika. Everything was there: resources, people, and relationships. There are different ways and methods to stay happy. Kali Yuga is known as the abode of sorrow, where the true essence of Sita will experience deep sorrow in Ravana's Ashok Vatika. This is the true meaning of it. We saw Sita Ji sitting there in silence, lost in her thoughts. So the friend she had made there would keep coming back and asking, "What happened? Did you eat something? This or that?" She kept encouraging her, but she, in one sense, he understands that this is not the true reality. Similarly, when we reflect on our Trijata here, it becomes clear. She would often come and say, regardless of whether Ravana had sent her or not, it was shown that she had a gentle heart. She was known for styling her hair in 3 distinct ways. You should not adorn your hair. You are in the garden of sorrow under Ravana's rule. Kali Yuga is called the abode of sorrow. Krishna's heaven is the abode of happiness. The abode of happiness is the divine heaven, also known as Krishna's paradise. The children understand that our spiritual father has come to teach us, and Shiv Baba has also arrived to provide us with his teachings. This is a time for studying, not just listening. We need to study. This life of mine is dedicated to studying. We need to write and read. Now look, taking 2 or 3 steps at a time, see how far we have come. You could inquire with your spiritual companions in your divine circle if they have read the Bhagya Vidata book, dear Mama, as it is of great importance to our spiritual growth. Ask Brahma Bojar or him how many books he has read. They did not read them just because someone recommended. They might claim they read them all, but that is not true. They might say they read them daily, but they just read them once. The daily study. Baba tells us, dear children, that you are now well aware of his presence here to impart his teachings. He also suggests that you can set up a school at home if you wish. You can also create a school at home, but it's very important to focus on becoming and making others pure. What is the meaning of a school? Like schools, the Gita Pathshala has many rules. Many people suggest, Didi, please open one in our home. But you must be very careful with it. Everyone should be mindful. Being part of the Gita Pathshala does not just give you a title. You became a teacher, sister. The Gita class runs, being a step ahead of the master, the center, in vibrations and in your beliefs. Maintaining cleanliness and truthfulness is not a matter of just one day, but rather a commitment that spans an entire lifetime. That matter isn't complete at the Gita Pathshala. Mother has also opened a Gita reading group, and it ran with everyone's support. But there were some new mothers who said, when no one supports us, what should we do? You must carry the yagya yourself. The father advises that you should not depend on others, but rather you can establish a school in your own home. It is essential to achieve and promote purity. We need to cultivate purity within ourselves and inspire others to do the same. Now let's discuss what purity truly means. Become pure and help others. Don't ask for a definition. Just tell me purity. A true heart is not the answer. That's the wrong answer. It won't happen with just one thing. Attaining complete purity is my ultimate objective. My highest aspiration is not just to create an heir. The ultimate aim is to cultivate and develop an heir who excels in a specific area. He is a good child, very devoted to Baba, but he does not guide others, so he falls short. He helps many, but neglects his own progress. He is positively influencing many and transforming himself. He is progressing the yagya, but ego is creeping in. It's good you're improving and helping others. No ego, but very sensitive. If someone says something small, you get disheartened. Avoid this. Purity signifies that my ultimate goal is to achieve the highest state. This goal is paramount. You have been explained what purity means. Now listen attentively. The Father says you can turn your home into a school. You must become and remain pure. What is your highest goal instead of purity? It is to become like Sri Lakshmi and Sri Narayan. Each and every soul. By achieving purity within yourself, you will help purify the world. Right now, we are living in a corrupt society which is ruled by Ravana. Those who truly grasp these teachings can help others understand them as well. This is indeed Ravana's kingdom, where everything is continuously declining. Despite appearances, it remains under Ravana's influence. The Father advises, children, see yourselves as souls and keep me, your Father, in your thoughts. Also, guide others to view themselves as souls and remember me, their Father. People often mention, even in the broader world, that one should perceive oneself as a soul and remember the Supreme Being. This is not what we refer to as Rajoga. It is entirely incorrect. Jagdish Bhai also addresses this in his classes. Simply remembering the Supreme Soul while identifying oneself as a soul is not the essence of Rajoga. What kind of soul am I? Who is the Supreme Being and what inheritance do we receive from Him? By understanding these three aspects, we can connect with the divine through Raj Yoga. I am currently focusing my thoughts on the Supreme Father, the all-powerful Shiv Baba, who is the soul of the highest solar dynasty. This is because I aim to attain the highest status of excellence in the near future. Understand yourself as a soul and remember the Supreme Soul and His omnipotence. Keep the goal in mind. This is called Raj Yoga. The Father has come and says, remember me and you will become pure. Do not engage in any demonic actions. Avoid performing any actions that are devoid of divine qualities. What are these demonic actions? They are those activities that completely lack purity and spiritual essence. Maya will lead you to perform actions that will undoubtedly be considered sinful. Maya, symbolizing the enticing nature of Ravana's vices. The actions you perform under the influence of Maya will certainly turn into sinful actions. Firstly, those who say that God is omnipresent, what do they find sweetest? God's presence feels incredibly sweet in every speck around us. Everywhere I turn, it's just you. So wonderfully endearing. This sentiment is truly heartwarming. Everywhere I look, I now see God, and it feels incredibly sweet. But the greatest insult is to say that God consumed poison. First, when you hear the term self-service, it's Maya's influence making you say it. This form of Maya is sweet, 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 and it will seep deeply into you. And from within, the entire soul will be infested with impurities. Maya will make you perform sinful actions in every aspect of your life. Maya, the sweet form of Ravana, will lead you to commit sins in everything. The sweet form suggests this is fine, this is acceptable, this is how things are. It will get done, it can be managed. These small phrases, when spoken, do not seem to create much sin. We will accomplish it. It will eventually happen. Oh, what transpired. Maya will make you perform such small actions and will also lead you to commit vikarma. Therefore, Baba advises us. First, those who say God is omnipresent lead you to bad deeds. He explained the secret of actions, neutral actions, and bad actions. Following Shirimat, you enjoy half a cycle of happiness. Then, by following Ravan's dictates, you suffer for the other half. In Ravan's kingdom, your devotion makes you descend. In the era of Ravan, your devotion led you to descend further. That devotion which had no aim or purpose, and that aim which lacked any true knowledge or wisdom, was pursued simply because everyone else was saying to do so. You were unaware of these truths before. Your minds were completely closed off, like stones. On the path of devotion, people often plead, "O God, grant them wisdom so they may end these conflicts." There is so much conflict happening. You children know Baba is giving you great wisdom now. Baba says, "Sweet children, your soul has become impure and needs to be purified. So impart wisdom to them and cease all conflicts." Baba is guiding you with the wisdom that you should refrain from any form of fighting. Do not fight with words, do not fight with thoughts, not even with your hands. We have a small book that contains divine rules and principles for dedicated brothers and sisters. If you wish to read it, you'll find it very concise, probably just about 8 to 10 pages long. I think one should read it once when they find time in between. What are the divine laws? And this book is not available anywhere now. Earlier, it was available to everyone. We should understand that just as reading the vision of the future was enjoyable, we will read it again. Reading it once or twice reveals new things. History teaches us many things, including what those norms were. So why don't they show it, brother? It won't be feasible to that extent, all right? Initially, we must adhere to very strict guidelines and follow them diligently. Baba says, "Sweet children, your impure soul must be purified through remembrance. Even if you walk around, stay in Baba's remembrance. No matter how much you walk, you will forget your body. It is said that happiness is like nourishment. So no matter how much you walk in remembrance of Baba, the essence of remembrance is that it requires practice. You've been in body consciousness for 2000 years. So don't think it will change quickly or start today. I mentioned once that there was a Kumarbhati, and in that Kumarbhati, these great words emerged. Even if you were to walk all the way from Mount Abu to the base, you would not feel any fatigue at all. Some young men thought, why not hike all the way up today? Then someone informed them to bring back the 3 or 4 boys who had collapsed on the way. So practice is needed. You can't just listen to something and immediately grasp it, like our 15 to 20-minute walking session. Try doing this for one day. What happens next? Try it the following day and see if you feel lighter. Continue on the third day and then extend to 2 months. Observe the impact of walking while remembering God. Does it boost your energy or deplete it? Many people engage in walking and end up sweating profusely. Prepare some lemonade or another refreshing drink and then observe whether you experience any tiredness or not. How far do people go to earn money? Even if you wander around in Baba's remembrance, no matter how much you walk, you will forget your fatigue. Happiness is like nourishment. People travel far and wide to earn money with joy. So where did she eventually go? They were all living in different countries. They spent most of the year abroad and would return once or twice annually for a month. Their primary reason for going abroad was to earn money. Where did Brahma Baba go? What kind of business did Brahma Baba have? He opened a shop where everyone would come. Brahma Baba, where did you first go to earn money? Was it Karachi or Calcutta? People travel great distances with enthusiasm to earn money, but here you become incredibly wealthy and prosperous. The Father says that I come in every cycle to introduce myself to you souls. In every cycle, I come to give you souls my introduction. At this time, everyone is impure and continuously calls for me to come and make them pure. The soul calls out to Baba, in Ravan's kingdom, everyone is unhappy in the sorrowful garden. In Ravan's realm, there exists a garden of grief, yet Ravan pretends it is a garden of delight. You went to the office, got your salary, and then decided to go out somewhere, have some fun, eat something, and drink something. And then, when you come back home, the negative impressions from the person who prepared the food are transferred to you along with the meal. You don't even realize it because these negative impressions gradually degrade the soul over time. So the word sorrow here, no matter how wealthy or prosperous you may be, Baba says, I come every cycle to give my introduction to souls. At this time, everyone is impure, and they call out for me to come and make them pure. The definition of impure was explained to you, wasn't it? Impure, most people think that impure means those who indulge in vices, but no. The greatest form of impurity is seen when individuals, after recognizing the Father, not only disrespect Him, but also fall back into their previous vices. No one would ever insult their own father, so to insult the Father, at this time, everyone is impure. It is the soul that calls the Father to make them pure. In Ravan's kingdom, everyone is sad in the sorrow garden. Right now, Ravan's kingdom covers the whole world. The images of the Satopradhan deities are prominent. It is also said that people go to the abode of peace and happiness after much suffering. Very few people understand how God will come and give us the fruit of devotion. Now you understand that we are receiving the fruit from God. Now we are getting rewards from God. What kind? How does God give the fruits of devotion? There are two fruits of devotion. What are they? There are two fruits of devotion. We received Baba and received knowledge, okay? The recognition of the self and the Supreme Soul, knowledge. And furthermore, devotion has two rewards, liberation and liberation in life. Always remember that the Supreme Being never distances Himself from His ultimate aim. And similarly, you too should always stay aligned with your divine purpose. Remember liberation and life liberation. It means your own liberation. What will happen by remembering Mukti Ram? Mukti means liberation. So which section of mine is there? What kind of life liberation will I get? Remember the father. Which father should you remember? Everyone has a father. Whenever you say an emergency has occurred, the police have caught you, and you are not wearing a helmet. In such instances, you would instinctively call your father, right? You wouldn't dial your neighbor. You'd reach out to your dad instead. Similarly, Baba says to remember the father and the inheritance. This means remembering the Supreme Father Shiva. Remembering the father means remembering my Supreme Father Shiva. This is very important. Similarly, remembering the inheritance means remembering that 900,000 souls will go to heaven. Those souls will live there in complete peace and prosperity. So which paradise should we contemplate? My role will be to embody Manmanabhav and Madhyajibhav there. Therefore, embracing Manmanabhav is crucial for everyone. However, what should you remember in Manmanabhav? Keep me in your thoughts. Who should be remembered? My father. And in Madhyajibhav, whom should you focus on? All souls will emerge from the beginning, middle, and end. Madhyajibhav means they will have a specific goal. What is my middle? So remember, my ultimate goal is to be in the form of Vishnu. Do not separate yourself from your goal. Baba says there are two fruits of devotion, liberation and liberation in life. This is a very subtle point to understand. These are subtle points to understand. Those who have deeply devoted from the start will grasp the knowledge well and get good results. Those who have performed devotion well will also grasp the knowledge well. If they grasp the knowledge well, they will also reap good results. What does it mean to take knowledge in the right way? With less devotion, you gain less knowledge. You get fewer rewards. It's all accounting, right? There are ranks and positions. The Father says, if you become mine and fall into vices, you leave me. If you become mine and fall into vice, it's like you've left me. Some fall and rise again. Others fall completely into the gutter. Their intellect never improves. Yesterday, a mother approached with a question. She expressed that while we are here, we are Brahmin souls, the ones closest to God. So why do we still face so many karmic accounts to balance? And why do we encounter such challenging souls along our spiritual path? Why did they specifically mention it in the form of a couple? So the answer is very simple. We have done this cycle after cycle. We have received our destiny. Baba said only 3/4 of happiness remains. So, after 3/4 of the cycle, the connections we formed with other souls were a result of our roles as sovereigns. Any command we issued was backed by the entire support of our kingdom, ensuring complete adherence. In the capital city, there must have been many people who were greatly distressed because the king said he wanted to build a house there. And the farmer replied, "This is our farmland. How dare you defy the king?" Consequently, he was seized and thrown into prison, and his home was taken from him. So now they've come back into your lives as your uncles, aunts, and other relatives, right? And they are refusing to give you your share of the land. In your own home, you find yourself feeling distressed, sitting quietly, and realize that another soul might have gone through the same experience. She yearned to be completely absorbed in Baba's devotion, deeply, profoundly. I am devoted to Krishna. I am devoted to Ram. I am devoted to all who are theirs. You declared, I am God, and there is no one else in this kingdom. So worship me. Now they have come together as a couple. Do everything here itself. No need to go outside. What is all this? They tell you in such ways, I am your supreme husband. I bring everything here. No need to go outside. Just as you didn't let them go outside, you shouldn't either. The wheel of karma keeps turning. The benefit here is that you gain awareness of the detailed mechanics of karma, realizing deeply that whatever actions you take, you will surely experience the results of those actions. This is not something you don't deserve. You are the creator of your own actions. Now, what is the advantage here? By utilizing the strength of yoga, you can dissolve your negative karmas 100 or even 1,000 times quicker. And the third aspect involves focus on your spiritual studies, practice meditation, maintain inner purity, and engage in selfless service. Oh, Ansh Sharma, do you know which class Chintu is in right now? He studies a lot, always surrounded by books. Yes, after 2 years, then 3 years, he just keeps studying and studying. They do not send us to school, they just teach us at home. Will we get any degree? No, we will not. Just keep studying and take the exam. Therefore, the souls in the vicinity reconcile their accounts and deeds with Lord Shiva, taking into consideration the records of the Brahmins and the Brahmin family. Remember, Brahmins save you from the punishments of Dharamraj. This was written in the first 4 pages. Do you remember? Brahmin souls have the duty to shield other Brahmins from the judgments of Dharamraj. This is why the Brahmin souls around you are being evaluated. So pay close attention, O Maharaj, because when you witness the presence of Dharamraj, it might seem quite similar to ours. Release any grudges, embrace forgiveness, and let go of past incidents to maintain tranquility and prevent unnecessary disputes. It's okay. There is no need to be concerned. Understood? Whenever this happens, whenever such a test appears, the expression on Dharamraj's face will be far more severe than this. Yes, that's fine. Yes, please go ahead. The couple has arrived and everything is fine. For couples too, there is the concept of Dharamraj. But in your case, there is no issue. You are doing well. Everything is in order. All right. The father says that some, after becoming his, fall into vice but rise again. Some fall completely into the gutter and never reform. Some feel remorse in their hearts, feeling sorrow for breaking their promise to God and falling into vice. They let go of the father's hand and become influenced by Maya. This pollutes the atmosphere and curses them in the court of Dharmaraj. If you are the ruler of virtues, then naturally you must take on the responsibility and accountability that comes with it. You do not indulge in vices, but your partner does. Many people tell us that they receive numerous phone calls saying they do not eat outside food because it is impure. However, when they do go out, they make every effort to protect themselves as much as possible. There is one situation, for example, where you might say, "My partner gets very angry." When he does, he doesn't suggest ordering everything on the menu. Instead, he might just say to eat a little bit. If we have to go out with him, it's out of necessity. While it's true that the partner gets angry, it also affects our mind. They are eating here. "Brother, could you please bring one more batura?" "All right, Baba. I am doing this because of them, but this is not how it should be." Our intentions should remain pure and untainted. A couple in harmony wouldn't agree with this, as they tend to get angry easily. And what are they ordering? Their favorite dish again. Dharmaraj is there. We don't realize it at the moment, and later we regret it. When someone inquired about how to deal with vices, the response was quite straightforward. Ultimately, celibacy is essential. For this spiritual path, celibacy is crucial. Purity is absolutely necessary. Nevertheless, in some instances, Baba ultimately communicates directly with the soul, focusing solely on its inherent purity. You are accountable for resolving your own stringent karmic accounts, and for that, you require the power gained from practicing yoga. However, if you find yourself unable to manage in any way, remember to surrender and say, "Baba, my soul is yours." The complete purity of the body, mind, wealth, people, and relationships is your responsibility. Surrender it daily, surrender it every day, and remind yourself regularly. Okay, Baba has imparted a wealth of knowledge on this matter, covering numerous significant points and offering us profound guidance. So we don't mind every day, our companion is also there. The Supreme Father Shiva, the Supreme Soul, is our beloved. It was the day of Karva Chauth, and a disagreement occurred. After a couple of days, things settled down, and as I had mentioned earlier, the gift needed to be brought. Not the next day, it's still pending. It's that flow. It's still pending for you. Daily, daily, daily demand it. Then even the brothers think that you bring it every day. Therefore, it's important to remind Baba, as I previously mentioned, that the complete purity you are destined to achieve is still pending, all right? If you ever happen to add an excessive amount of chili to Baba's offering, Baba will respond by saying, "Hey, what have you done?" as he was trying to remind you of this. You should avoid doing this, but the more personal the connection you have, the more enjoyable and fulfilling this yoga practice will become. Even Dharamraj, you see, we do not realize what we are doing and later we regret it, all right? There are many who commit such acts and end up in jail, only to regret it later. It is not that, meaning without reason, he hit him out of anger. Many read the news in newspapers, but you do not read newspapers. You don't read newspapers, and newspapers don't come as often anymore. So you shouldn't watch news on your mobile either. Avoid engaging with news and concentrate on your own spiritual development. The system is crafted in such a way that it recognizes your age and interests and then delivers news tailored to your preferences. You can't change your mother-in-law, but this brings peace. Justice is being served somewhere. Therefore, you should make it a point to completely refrain from watching any form of news. Everywhere you look, there is nothing but falsehood, as people often resort to lies in order to attract others. You do not read newspapers, so you do not know what is happening in the world. Conditions are deteriorating day by day. What happens when you descend the steps? You understand the secrets of this drama. It is in your intellect that we should always remember Baba and not perform any actions that would spoil the register. The Father says, "I am your teacher," and a teacher keeps a record of the students' studies and their conduct. Therefore, it is important that you maintain your own record diligently. We should keep a record of each resolution and pay attention to them. Though we often discuss these things lightly, it's important to stay mindful. Have you observed any news about our elders or anyone else, like a mother-in-law for her daughter-in-law or the other way around, and any specific intentions they might hold? Observing that scene brings a sense of tranquility. Yes, all eyebrows are like that. It's okay. We can't say anything about ourselves. They are revolutionaries. So this is also a wrong assumption. But yes, you don't know the background, right? And always, what is shown is the victim card. The child did this, the girl did that. The elder hit the child, whatever happened. However, you are not aware of the background or the karmic account of both of them. So it is better not to get involved in that situation. When our behavior record gets tarnished, it reflects our daily conduct. Baba takes note of this as well. Some of us maintain excellent conduct, others less so, and some have very poor behavior. There are varying levels, and this is how the Supreme Teacher imparts his high-level teachings to us. They are aware of everyone's behavior, and you can also perceive that if we possess this particular tendency, it will cause us to stumble. Hence, always be very cautious about your behavior. Ensure that no one feels hurt because of me. I should not feel sorrow either. It does not mean I should suffer for others. Never bow your head for truth. But if there's a way to bring someone happiness, like when you're reading the Murli, it's true, yet the person in front of you feels upset seeing you with it. So, Just go over there and read a little. It doesn't make much difference. You are sitting in yoga, and the person in front of you is feeling distressed seeing you. While you keep looking at Baba, if you glance at him like that, he will have a problem. So, it's better to step aside and practice yoga. Disciples should not speak. Everyone must remain silent. In everything, one must remain hidden. Give happiness and stay hidden. Being hidden means focusing on your efforts. Don't tell others you are wise or a yogi. Go and do it over there. Do it after a while. Baba explains everything with utmost clarity. If you don't dedicate yourself fully to your studies, you will end up causing sorrow to others, and you will suffer the consequences. Remember this: causing others sorrow will lead to your own suffering. Bringing joy to others will bring joy into your own life. Sharing knowledge will make you wise. Helping others achieve purity will ensure your own purity. Do you understand? A position can be tarnished, but it can also reach great heights. While spreading joy, there might be consequences, but they won't be too harsh. We should focus on the positive aspects. Baba is addressing us. Dear children, to shape your own destiny and that of others, embrace compassion. If you wish to shape your destiny and that of others, embrace the virtue of compassion. Baba is imparting a significant lesson, as he mentioned yesterday evening. As you sit here, many of you have lightly cradled a newborn baby in your arms at some point, a baby who is just a month or two old. A newly initiated Brahmin needs an extraordinary level of care, far exceeding what one might anticipate. Every Brahmin soul should be tended to with the same affection and attention as a small child. Here, as soon as a Brahmin is born, whether it has been 1 or 2 months or 1 or 2 years, we treat them as if they know everything and will pass every test. Guide everyone with love. Just as the Father is merciful, He teaches you. Some children study well and teach others. In this, one must be merciful. When the world causes you distress, people will seek you out for wisdom and yoga, be it at the center, the Gita school, or within your circle of friends. And you are sitting in a different form, yes. Come, understand the soul. First, you must relinquish the attachments of love. Engage in various actions. Tell them, show them love, for they are willing to do anything. One must become compassionate. A teacher is compassionate and shows how to earn. They explain how to attain a good position. The teacher achieves a good position for their students. Always keep in mind the esteemed position of the teacher and strive to elevate it even higher. How to progress beyond oneself? There are many types of teachers, but there is one main teacher and one study, which is to transform humans into deities. The key aspect here is purity, which everyone seeks. The Father shows the path, but what can be done for those not destined for it? On the contrary, those who are destined for it will find their way, and their efforts will come naturally. If you have no desire to achieve high scores, what can your teachers do to help you? Without the determination to excel, why would even the divine put in the effort to assist you? And if your goal is to achieve greatness, then I, Lord Shiva, will work hard behind you. You just need to start. Now you can do it for 2 hours. You're at home, what will happen in 2 hours? Forget it, just fall asleep. Do at least 2. This is the teacher of the infinite, who says that no other system can explain the beginning, middle, and end of the cycle to you. Every aspect is explained to you in the infinite. Your renunciation is of the infinite. He also teaches you that when the impure world is destroyed, the pure world is established. The renunciates have a detached mind, and they live in the forests. In the early days, sages and monks used to live in the forests. They possessed great spiritual strength, which allowed them to bless individuals and even deliver food to their hermitages. Temples are always dedicated to deities, never to ascetics. You do not engage in devotional practices. Rather, you focus on yoga. Their wisdom revolves around the constant remembrance of the Supreme Soul. They are not aware. So we remember Brahma Tattva. He was a sannyasi before, very pure and residing there. But we need to keep this in mind here as well. Whether I am away from the center or fully dedicated while at the center, like the committed teacher sisters here, it is crucial to understand what our true duty is. It is crucial to be mindful of the impression my life leaves. One must strive to dress neatly and conduct oneself with grace. But do not indulge in luxury. Because people are often unaware. Even those who bring you things might think it's good, but it shouldn't be too extravagant, as others will notice. If someone asks you what this is, they might not know, as someone has given it to you with a certain feeling. What are we? As children of the Father, it is vital to grasp this concept. No one simply comes home. A true Brahmin excels profoundly. The benevolent Father comes during the confluence age to establish the deity religion, while all other souls return because for you must let go of the old world entirely. You are destined to become the rulers of the whole world, and you recognize this. In our golden age, we were the only sovereigns over the entire earth. There were no other lands. The land was plentiful. There is plenty of land available, yet people continue to reclaim land from the sea as the population grows. This method of land reclamation was learned from the West. Think about what Bombay used to be. It won't stay the same. Baba, with his extensive experience, understands this well. During earthquakes or heavy rains, what would we do? We wouldn't be able to go outside. Natural disasters will come often. Otherwise, how will there be so much destruction? In the golden age, there are only a few residents of Bharat. Today, you children know what is and what will be. No one else can give this knowledge. The Father says, you have become impure, so you call out to me to make you pure, so I will surely come. And then the pure world will be established. You have fallen to the lowest level of impurity, and then you remember. It is because there is no source of support available anywhere. Brahma Baba's role was significant. He constantly pondered, how can I attain purity? How can I become pure? But in their relentless pursuit, they have explored so extensively and tirelessly, yet they still haven't discovered what they are looking for. You children are aware that Baba has come among us, and he shares with us such wonderful and insightful methods, isn't that right? So what should you children do? I will tell you such a good method, and it is so very simple. Now it is imperative that those actions be carried out, isn't it? Indeed, those actions must be diligently undertaken, right? Focus your mind on God with deep devotion. Break all other attachments and remember Him alone. Detach yourself from all bodily connections and keep the Supreme Soul in your thoughts with a pure heart. Focus your mind on the Supreme Abode. You children know Baba has come. The method is very good. With a moment of focus, one can reach the Supreme Abode. In the quiet sanctuary of your mind, drawing upon the subtle and deep inner powers you hold, and anchored in your spiritual foundation. With the Supreme Power, who is my Father and resides in my home, I come to realize that I am the highest and most divine soul. Focus on the Supreme Being, detach from all relationships, and remember the divine less often. This requires effort. Knowledge is simple. Even a small child can memorize it. But understanding oneself as a soul and remembering the Father is difficult. If your mind isn't at peace, how can you focus on the finer aspects? Achieving this requires substantial practice. You may say, Shiv Baba, Shiv Baba, but without genuine understanding, it lacks significance. Continuously chanting Baba, Baba, Baba without true comprehension serves no purpose. Those who do not understand the reality of their own soul and the Supreme Soul cannot grasp what it means to remember while walking and moving. We are points of light just like Baba. Grasping this reality can be hard, but it is essential to remember. It isn't something physical. The Father says, in essence, I am a point of light. So focus on me as I truly am. This is the core practice. In reality, I am without form. Throughout the entire path of devotion, people have been remembering the Supreme Soul, but I am as I truly am. Reflect on my true essence and nature. This dedicated practice will uncover my true identity, what I represent, and what I can guide you to achieve. They say the Supreme Soul is the Brahm element, a point of light. Day and night are very different, right? The Brahman element, which is the place where we souls reside, is referred to as the Supreme Soul. It should always remain in our intellect that I am a soul, a child of Baba, and through these songs, I listen to Baba's teachings. Baba narrates through this mouth that I am the Supreme Soul, the soul that resides beyond everything. You too reside beyond, but you come into the cycle of birth and death, whereas I do not come into this cycle. You have now come to understand your births, as well as the role of the Father. The role of the Father is also explained. The soul is neither large nor small. It becomes impure when it comes into the Iron Age. When the soul enters the Iron Age, it becomes tainted and impure. Despite being so small, the soul contains all the knowledge within it. Such a tiny soul holds all knowledge. Not everyone studied this in childhood, so let's study it now. Okay? Everyone has to write A, B, C, D today. Everyone is already familiar with this concept. So write the letters A, B, and C completely, and then come up with a sentence starting with the letter A from your own thoughts. Like A, see yourself as a soul and remember the Supreme Soul. Now you should write down the sentence from today's Murli that begins with the letter B. Baba explains to you that I am always with you and I am the one who purifies the impure. Isn't it? As it has been said, some say that the Supreme Soul is the Brahman element, while we say the Supreme Soul is a point of light. Then it is said that Jagjit Maharaja and Maharani are referred to. Alright, today everyone should read A, B, C, and D. If you had learned them as kids, you wouldn't be in this situation. Alright, let's proceed. Though we may be starting a bit late, we are still on the correct path. Today, let's focus solely on the wisdom from today's Murli. The soul is neither big nor small. Upon entering the Iron Age, the soul becomes tainted. Even the smallest soul contains all the wisdom. Though the Father is also small, he is revered as the Supreme Soul. He is the ocean of knowledge. He imparts to you that what you are learning now is unprecedented. The divine essence that once made you a deity still resides within you. However, the most unfortunate ones are those who cloud their minds with impurity, making it impossible for them to absorb these virtues. Their hearts remain in turmoil. We cannot tell others to be pure while knowing inside that becoming pure is tough. In the process, we might lose all our hard-earned virtues. It takes a long time to recover, as one severe injury can ruin everything. Today we will commence our nursery class. Indeed, when nothing has been achieved in life, we must begin from the very beginning. Baba says that sometimes we get hit so hard that we become injured, and our entire register gets ruined. Remember one thing, what has already occurred, like the night that has now passed. The entire year up to yesterday has gone by, and so has the whole month. You can't bring back that second, that moment where a mistake happened, where anger arose, where you overindulged, or where you missed Amrit Vela. It's all in the past now. Do not harm the one who is alive today because of the one who has passed away. In our tradition, we cherish pets. When one of them departs, it doesn't mean the rest should remain in sorrow. Embrace a new beginning from this moment onward. No one has achieved victory in one day. Even Brahma Baba and Mama took time. Yes, they took less time, but it still took time. Many people get stuck in these regressions. They think, I made a mistake, my habits aren't changing. But you need to practice, put in effort, do a little, and it will happen. The Father might say that you have been defeated by Maya, and your destiny seems bleak. To overcome Maya is to become victorious in the world, which entails conquering Maya and ultimately vanquishing Ravana. Overcome illusion by conquering your sweet attractions. This leads to victory over the world. You have already defeated Ravana. You dislike lust, anger, and greed. Even if you did not manage to visit the center today, it is not something to be overly concerned about. What is truly important is the ability to conquer the sweet and alluring form of Maya and to strive towards becoming victorious over the world, which is referred to as Jagat-Jeet. Only the Maharaja and Maharani are conquerors, not the subjects. Divine heaven is being established now. One will get what they work for. One who acts for oneself will receive accordingly. The purer you become and make others, the more you will receive. Those who give generously also receive rewards, do not they? Is also called. The name of the one who donates is also recognized. In this divine path of knowledge, there are numerous ways in which we can give. Various methods of donation exist. In the path of divine knowledge, there are numerous ways and methods through which this divine knowledge can be imparted and shared. In their next life, they enjoy brief periods of happiness. The aim is to become the sovereign of a pure realm for 21 lifetimes. Only those who have achieved purity can attain this. Maya can strike unexpectedly, like a sudden slap. Maya is indeed quite powerful. Even after maintaining purity for 8 to 10 years, one's purity can still be challenged. He saved others from falling, but then he himself fell. You did so much service, but then a storm came and you fell. This is destiny, right? By becoming a child of the Father and then falling into Maya's trap, you become an enemy. There is also the story of the friend who became an enemy. The Father comes and loves the children, gives them visions. Even without devotion, visions are given, making friends. It is often mentioned that to experience the divine presence, one needs profound devotion and total dedication, but Baba has made this process very simple for you. So I am your friend. There were many divine visions, but when people misunderstood them as magic, they were stopped. Later, you will experience more divine visions. It was enjoyable to see how many got disconnected. Everyone says there were 300 to 350 grandmothers. But no, when Brahma Baba was there for 14 years, thousands must have come with Baba. Some were cut off due to lack of virtues, some due to exams, some came here but left halfway. Not just 350 grandmothers came here. Many people will be coming with Baba, but history does not remember those who do nothing. They came here and left, never to return. One said they were bringing money. Another said they were meeting a relative. Someone said they were going to earn a living. But none have returned to this day. As we watched, many were cut off from the furnace. Some bricks remained unbaked, while others completely shattered. Those who realize that no matter how much they build themselves up, break down, or endure hardships, the only way to transcend is by remaining in this crucible. Then they will cross over. Many have left and become millionaires and billionaires. They think they are in heaven. But how can heaven be here? Heaven is only in the new world. Those people came and started different businesses. Some succeeded and became very good. But heaven cannot be here. All right, sweet children, loving remembrance and good morning from Mother and Father Baba Dada to the sweet children. Greetings to the spiritual children. We send our love, good morning, and namaste to our spiritual Baba Dada. To inculcate the teachings, we must be compassionate and strive to create our destiny. Always study and teach and never let any habit spoil your record. Focus only on studying and teaching, nothing else. On the path of knowledge, she became like a mother to me. She turned into my best friend. She was like a sister to me. There are many ups and downs in this journey. Our main objective is to engage in learning and teaching, ensuring we do not let anything spoil our record. To transform from a human to a deity, purity is essential. Therefore, never become impure and taint your intellect. Avoid actions that lead to regret and inner remorse. Those dedicated brothers and sisters should maintain their relationships with their worldly or spiritual friends. Never engage in transactions related to home, family, or the center. I don't attend the class, Mataji. She heard about it and got the number. She called to say she stopped going to the center. She practiced yoga at home, but Didi would tell her stories there. The only true solution is to confide in God and someone you trust deeply. Blessing. Through the powerful state of being in the seed form, you become a global benefactor, spreading light and fostering universal welfare. Listen attentively. The seed form stage is the most powerful, functioning like a lighthouse that illuminates the entire world. Just as a seed naturally provides water to the entire world, by maintaining the seed form stage, you serve as a channel for spreading light universally. When you remain in the seed form stage, the entire world benefits from the nourishment of light. To spread light across the whole world, it is essential to have a powerful stage of world benefactors. Therefore, strive to become a lighthouse, not just a simple bulb. Always keep in mind that every thought and memory should be focused on the welfare of the entire world. Which point is the one that awakens us? The power to adjust turns you into a donor who passes even during critical times. So learn to adapt. In challenging moments, learning to adapt can not only ensure your success, but also turn you into a generous benefactor. Om Shanti. So what did today's practical homework consist of? The first task for today. We need to seamlessly integrate the practical yoga visions that we have discussed both yesterday and today. I am an eternal soul and I keep my father in my thoughts. Baba mentioned, I am as I am. So considering who I am, what was it yesterday? It was about the yoga of the eternal form, which many misunderstand as the eternal throne. The yoga of the eternal form has been thoroughly clarified in the Murli. And as I am a soul, I am an eternal soul. What are the eternal attributes within me that cannot be termed as temporal? My virtues and my yoga. My purity, my dedication, and my heartfelt feelings are such that I must meditate deeply upon them. Moreover, today everyone needs to learn the basics, starting from A, B, C, D. So we must extract all the great sentences from the Murli from A to Z. A4, extract the profound teaching related to the soul. B4, here is where Baba's guidance begins. For example, Baba explains that you can create a school environment at home. It is crucial to attain purity and also help others achieve it. First, remember Baba and yourself as a point of light. But which point am I? That is related to yesterday's Akal Murth discussion. And thirdly, each one.